Welcome back to Guru Chronicle. Boy, was it good to talk to and speak with Larry.
Oh, what a great
He
conversation.
does such a good job. He does a very good job.
Keep me focused. Keep me focused.
We don't typically hold hands, but we have a guest who's brought in
it's hard. So
delightful culinary treats.
We've talked about a lot about our CT, our Career Technical Educational Programs. And again, we have programs, a lot of times kids will go to Concord to the CRTC out there.
Yes.
But we have, like Jesse Finn last month, we've got another example of great opportunities and just a phenomenal thing going on. And it's so hard to stay focused because I am so hungry right now.
Okay, let's do our introductions and then I will take your hands.
We've got Chef April Ross, who works at our Kearsarge Regional High School.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
As you could tell, has brought distractors to me to keep me focused more on the food and less on the interview. But April does a phenomenal job with our students and just the amazing things that are happening. And it's so awesome to be a guy coming in to go, man, I wish our kids could do X, and they go, yeah, that happens.
That's what we do here,
But when you think about Jesse and with the technical educational program that he does with the buildings of stuff, but we have a
full industrial kitchen,
in our program, in our high school.
You've been here for 8 years, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so always in this area?
Yes.
In culinary?
Yes.
Okay.
My whole life in the culinary industry. Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. Was it your first endeavor into teaching, or had you taught?
So I taught at Lakes Region Community College. I wrote their baking and pastry program and taught there. And then before I came here, I was kind of doing double duty. I was working there part-time and at Concord at their CRTC in the Culinary Arts department there as well. So,
boy, we're lucky to have you.
Well, thank you. I'm lucky to come and have my own kitchen in my own classroom and be full. It was great. So
and you do so many collaborative projects with other departments and other areas of the school. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's really nice. We do a lot of cross curriculum, and you're speaking of Jesse. He's made charcuterie boards for my students, and then they do those up. Sean Anderson and the band, we're doing the KC Club, so that's like a nightclub, and that's really real world experience. Lots of stuff we do.
They're taking orders. I'm on the high school email chain, so I get access to all that. So, I mean, every day there's, hey, we're making this. Do you want to order something? Or we've got the lunches and the themes that come with different things. At the SAU, I know we've had a couple of meetings where we've contracted through the classes to have charcuterie boards and hors d'oeuvres and things made up.
That's the way to go.
Phenomenal. Because what a great thing when people go, you like that? Yeah?
Guess
that
where
was
it came
made
from.
by a student.
Right,
And
exactly.
People go, really?
Isn't that amazing?
And just that, and just the constant, I mean, there's so many cool things coming out of your kitchen all the time. It's
thank you. Thank you.
So, but let's just get it out of the way. Speaking of cool
we got to talk about what do we have
Tell us, what
here?
did you bring? It looks
so this is what I did today with the
spring.
students. So in my culinary arts classes, we're doing American regional cuisine and worldwide cuisine this semester. And this is Floridian cuisine that we did today. So I brought you some samplings of what they made. They made a key lime parfait and some mango salsa. So I figured, well, I might as well bring it and showcase what the students were doing today.
And you know what, they can't, the scent
You can't smell it. I really want to cancel the segment and just walk out.
Yeah, I know.
Is what
It really
I want
is.
to do.
It's just,
it looks so good.
It's understandable. And this is all student driven.
Yes, and actually they got to pick what regions that they wanted to explore. So we'll touch on all of them, but the 5 that they really wanted to concentrate on, they're really learning the history and the cooking customs and all the ingredients. And so,
okay, my key lime pies are the worst. Tell us about your key lime dessert.
So this is a key lime mousse because I know they wouldn't wait for a key lime pie to set up in the small amount that we had, and I knew they'd want to sample it. So pretty much all the same components. You know, it has whipped heavy cream and key lime juice, and so layered with some graham crackers and some sweetened condensed milk, and so they made a little mousse out of that, and layered that on up and then let that sit for a little while they made their salsa, and then so they could enjoy it at the end.
Oh, that's great. I think that'll be the next offering at my house because my pies are terrible.
Well, it's so much fun.
They're beautiful.
As you look at this, what are some of the highlights of doing this course at the high school?
For me, I love the students. I teach the baking courses and the culinary courses and a hot and cold plated dessert. So there's a lot of variety, and I learn just as much from the students as they're learning from me. So it's great to see them, especially in hot and cold plated desserts and in culinary when we get to plating. Like, I'm like, oh, I didn't even think of doing it like that, right? They're so creative, and to see their take on things. Not all of my students are going into the industry to do this, but many of them work in the industry, and they're like, oh, hey, now I understand understand why I have to do that for sanitation at work. That totally makes
Right.
sense now.
Right.
And they're gaining some skills, and you know, they might have started out as a dishwasher, but then they slowly make their way to prep cook and line cook. I have a few students who have moved up doing that. So it's great to see the advancement in that, and it's just really fun to see them get excited, and it's a life skill. So,
Right.
you know, a great life skill. And
Wonderful.
It
life
is.
skill.
Surprisingly, I joke that this is man-made, my world, and love cooking and things like that. So
Right.
I love the affinity. You look back in the high school, what we called home ec
Yeah.
kind of
Right,
thing. I remember
right.
back in the '80s taking home ec classes when I was a football player, because on Fridays I got to make my own menu. So I got to cook my pregame meal on Friday.
I
so I
love
got to
that.
cook whatever I want, which was a blast. But we have so much fun with that. And then you watch the kids and the excitement and when they
Right.
come out of those stuff. And I think one of the things too is, and I'm going to say it to you because I've used you before as an example. We have this focus on competency-based education, K-12,
Right.
and we get things going, and people try to talk about what competency is. And when we talked about standards is almost measured that one time.
Okay.
And the idea of what is a 4 for competency, and my example was this, is that I would say that chef is fully competent, expert level with using a knife, but it doesn't mean that she doesn't cut her hands every once in a while. So does that mean
That's a
that
very
she's
good
not
point.
competent with that?
Right.
No, it
Right.
just means that sometimes those things happen.
And
So
that's
we
how we
take
learn.
those things in. So if you haven't cut yourself, I hope I haven't jinxed
God,
you into
no, I
doing
have
that.
cut myself
Okay,
plenty.
so we're good. I don't
I'm
fear that.
human.
But as we look at that, what are the greatest example of those learning targets and then
Right.
putting it in practice that we get to see every day. And again, I think the highlight of it being a life skill is the best piece, is that learning how to use those culinary skills, even if it's only for cooking for yourself.
Right.
Or eventually if you have another person, you're trying to impress anybody or whatever the case is.
Right.
Again, it's that menu planning, that ingredients, step by step,
And
the
the
problem
plating and
solving,
the-
Yeah.
plating piece
yeah.
of what looks appetizing and all that.
one of our big things is chopped competitions, like the show, and they
Okay.
love doing that. And so I'm
okay.
like, the only way to practice is to go home and look in your refrigerator and decide what you're going to make from dinner with what you have.
Oh, I
so,
love it.
You know,
That's
just really
awesome.
problem
Yes.
solving.
So April, do you find that you have students that come into the program just to find out more and then develop a real interest in culinary arts?
Yeah, it's kind of all over the map. I have some students who know they want to do this, so they come in and take every single one of my classes and then go off to culinary school. I have students who are like, I don't know, I'll just try it. It seems fun and I want
Sure.
to eat. And then they come in and love it and then take more classes. And sometimes they're on the fence and decide to go there. And a lot of times it's just an elective and it's a fun class. They do get a
Right.
math credit for it in their senior year.
Oh, okay.
So, because there's food costing and everything,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
with it. But, you know, life, I'm big on soft skills too, like being professional. They get graded on being professional. And I'm like, any job you have to, you know, be professional and follow the rules and be on time.
Absolutely.
And it's school, but it's also kind of like a job. And when we do outside functions, right, it's just like going to work. And if someone doesn't show up, then we have to carry the load of the people who don't show up. So there's a lot of those life lessons in my classes.
Tell us, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead, go
Tell us
ahead.
about the outside functions.
That's what I was
Yeah,
going to
okay.
talk about.
Yeah,
I think
so
we're on
we
the same page.
we do a lot of outside functions. So we pair with dinner. We're doing dinner theater this year with Sandy Nelson.
wonderful
So
to be
that'll be
heard.
fun. We have done some stuff in the community before and doing some catering. The Casey Club will be an outside function as
Okay.
well,
Okay.
where they'll come in and it's a la carte. So they'll sit down, and we even put the music students. They become waiters and waitresses, and they go out and they come in, and the orders come in one by one, course by course, and it's really real world. And they have to, you know, deal with money and giving back change and all of that.
Sure.
So
If I'm a business owner, could I hire your classes to do some catering if I was an outside world? I know we have some outside partnerships,
Yeah.
but do you take some of those things on too?
we do. It kind of depends on how big it is and when it is and how, you know, I try to fit it. So I try to strike a good balance between doing those real world events and giving them real life experiences, but balancing that with we need some lab time so they actually can learn some of these
Gotcha.
skills. But
Yeah,
we
they do.
definitely take stuff on here
So
and
if
there.
I have an interest, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
So they can email me at the
Gotcha.
school or call the school, and they can put them in contact with me. We have a whole catering menu that we can send out to them, and then we can have a discussion.
Oh, that's
I
wonderful.
love using these culinary
Oh,
classes
why wouldn't
just
you?
our own meetings has been a
That's
blast. I think we've
wonderful.
done it a couple of times,
Yeah.
and it's been really
And you've been here a short time.
well
That's
received.
wonderful.
Well, and because not to say that there are not great opportunities outside, but again, if we're going to bring people under our roof to highlight those
Right,
things,
right.
then let's take advantage of what
And
we have
showcase.
and showcase what we
Yeah,
have here.
yeah,
in
that's
place.
perfect.
And it's been great, and you know.
Sandy Nelson was so excited to tell us about the dinner theater.
Yeah, it's so fun. We did one a couple years ago, and that was like a barbecue theme. And then this one, I think it's going to be like a pizza theme. I don't know if I'm letting the cat out of the bag on that, but
That's okay. That's okay.
We got time. We could,
Yeah.
we'll find out, and if we need to edit that part out,
Yeah,
we can
yeah,
put
yeah.
a bleep
Yeah,
over
we'll
the
make
whole
it go
time.
away. So it's true.
We can. The magic
I
of
know, the
modern
magic of it.
technology.
It's very true.
We got to be cautious though, and let people know that if we do edit it out, it's not a curse word. It was just a.
Right.
It was an ingredient.
Right, it was just a secret, a super secret we let go. So tell us about your curriculum. Now, you said you have the Floridian, based menu coming in today.
Yep. So this is culinary. We're in our second. So first semester was intro to culinary arts. They learned all their basics: safety and sanitation, knife skills, soups
Yes.
and sauces, and then all their cooking methods.
Gotcha.
And then so if they continue on, I have all semester classes now. To Culinary 1, they'll explore American regional cuisine and worldwide cuisine.
Okay. Oh,
more
great.
menu planning, more plating, talking more about pairing flavors, things like that, and a few more functions. For baking and pastry, the baking bites again was the intro, learning all your ingredient functions and your mixing methods and all the basics. And then the second one, baking and pastry arts, is more, finer stuff. We're doing like bagels and English muffins, croissants, laminated doughs, that
wonderful.
kind of stuff.
Do you tie with the nutritional piece with different types of?
A little bit. Nutrition is
Right.
not on, my forefront.
Right,
so
right.
yeah.
So it's not as. It's not
Because
as.
it's not.
health.
It's not food service.
Right,
We're not
exactly.
providing food service to our students,
Exactly.
so
It's
we get a
culinary
little. We
arts.
get a lot of leeway, as we should.
Right.
But as we look at certain things, I mean, obviously, if it was elementary school or things like that, we
Right.
would have to spend
tie
more
it
time
in.
with it. But because we're talking about adult or older
Right.
kid activities.
And they do get that in health class. So
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 2 minutes left, so pass this down. Just pass it down. We have to try this. Bit chips.
good.
Pass
So-
it right here.
All right.
Okay, ready? We're going to try this together.
Okay.
So do you mind if we give it a try?
Please do.
Are you going to
So
have
thank
some?
you
Were
to
you
our
in or
chef.
not?
I'm salsa'd
Your
out.
salsa's out?
Okay.
Okay, so this is a mango
let's see.
salsa.
Mango salsa.
It looks
it's a little spicy.
delicious. Is
It's
it?
spicy.
Okay, ready?
Hang on, I
Same
gotta get
time.
some on here. Ready? All right, here we go.
1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, so good.
It
Delicious.
tastes better than it smelled. I didn't think that was
Oh my
possible.
gosh, so good. So that's really, really good. No.
I'll just take the parfait.
April, thank you. This has been a delight. And again, if people want to get a hold of you, kearsarge.org, right?
Just have to right to the website.
Yes.
Look for the school.
Yep.
Or if not, call the high
They
school.
can call the high school. They can connect me right to my room.
So much
Perfect.
fun.
And
Thank you so
thank
much.
you for
Thanks for
bringing the
having
wonderful
me.
props, edible props.
Yes.
Best thing ever.
We'll have you back. Come back
Yeah.
when you can bring more food.
I will.
Thank you so
April,
much.
thank you
you.
for being here. Well, this is Cougar Chronicle Night. I just don't even know what we're doing because I'm so excited by the food now.
Well, we're coming into our next section with one of our favorite people.
Oh, Michael Bissett.
But we
he's
gotta
gonna
make
eat
sure this is
though.
gone before
Yeah,
he
so
gets here.
Michael will be a few minutes,
We're-
and we're going to have our lunch, and then we'll go from there.
And from there, we'll have our conversation.
You got-
Thanks so much.
This is Cougar Chronicle. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back in a bit, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.